you be-tubers. Bling, 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 little April showers. Ding, 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 ding. Bling, 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 little April showers. Doot, 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 doot. Except here in Florida, we don't have April showers. We have April sunshine. We have March showers, which lead to April flowers and lots of sunshine. So, yeah. So my interpretation of April showers is, what do I do with all the leftover die cuts that I didn't use on my, I have lots of die cuts, lots of crosses and lots of die cuts that I didn't use on my Easter cards because I had a major migraine and a couple of seizures the week before Easter. So I was like, didn't get those Easter cards done. So what am I going to do? So I was thinking, you know what? Sometimes April showers can be, how do I make a sympathy card? And sympathy cards don't have to be like black and brown and boring. So I have some ideas, okay? So first of all, this is the new, let me show you this. This is the new Pretty Pink Posh Easter die. They're cross. Isn't that nice? It's very nice. And for those of you who are like, but I already had the Simon Says Stamp cross, let me show you the Simon Says Stamp cross as well, because I had that too, and I was like, ooh, but they're both pretty. Yeah, they are both pretty. And I want to show you that one of them, if I go like this. So the Simon Says Stamp one is smaller and it has more leaves, and the Pretty Pink Posh one is taller and has more flowers. Yeah, so you need both. There, you've now been sin-abled. Yeah, which is like being gen-abled, as Jen Shirkus says, except it's by me, which is even better because since my name is Cindy Ellen, then being sin-abled is like, yeah, sin-abled, yeah, ha 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 ha, it's a sin. Okay, so today, my idea for my Easter cards was to color on mirrored cardstock. But you don't necessarily have to color on mirrored cardstock to do your to do sympathy cards. Okay, so like this is what I did. So that's coloring on, that was a silver cross, and I colored on mirrored cardstock. And let me show you how I did that. So you take one of your dies. So I cut out the cross. Okay. So I did indeed cut out the cross. And this is the one we're going to do today. So you get a piece of scrap paper, just plain old scrap, because you've got to have a place for things to go. And my sister's recipe for baked ziti happens to be on this one. Yeah. So I use Spectrum Noir markers. So I've got CR9 for my red, OR3 for my orange, AG4 for my green, and DR7 for my red. You want ones that are pretty dark because you're going to have to do several layers of them. Okay, and I had a pink. Where's my pink? Excuse me 1 minute. I get BP6. BP6 is what you want to do for your pink. So, and then you just literally color on the cardstock. You want to kind of go over the sides a little bit, because if you don't go over the sides, it'll look silver on the sides. So literally, and you want to color pretty heavy and let it dry. Because if you touch it at this point, it's going to get ucky. Okay, so therefore there's the pink, and you can see that I didn't do the side on the one. So you got to kind of, you do this in a couple of coats. What I ended up doing is I ended up doing the flowers that were the same in the same color. So that's what I ended up doing. I hope all of you had a much better Easter than I did. Yeah. Because my Easter kind of was awful. But that's okay. That's what happens to me. Yeah. I'm going to show you the green on here. Squeaky, 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 squeaky. Yeah. As I said, you want to do sort of a really dark green so that it's so that it shows up on the mirrored cardstock. I don't use Copics because I know this is a bizarre thing. I don't like brush nibs. I really like a bullet nib. So all y'all with your Copics are going to have to figure out the colors on your own. Sorry. I'm so sorry. And I decided not to do a yellow because I don't know why. I just decided not to. Oh, I know why. Because I have gold cardstock here coming up. And I just decided not to do a yellow. So, so on these, because there's different colors, you could do a with sympathy sentiment, or you could do, I like to do thinking of you. So little things you don't know about me. I indeed had a husband who died when I was younger. And my kids were very young. And frankly, you don't need sad sympathy cards. That's my own personal belief. The ones that tried to lift my spirits were the ones I liked the best. Honestly. Really. Especially the ones that were accompanied by macaroni and cheese. But then that's my favorite food. And I didn't eat a lot when I was grieving. And I think that's really important. So when you're in the middle of a shower, or, the whole country's in the middle of a shower right now. So I think we could all use these kinds of cards that are sort of rainbow-like and, those are the April showers. We're all getting a little stir crazy. We're all trying to, we're all wanting to leave our houses, but we need to stay inside so that people like me don't get more sick. And so I appreciate you if you are still staying inside. I do. I really do. I want to tell you that. I really appreciate you if you are staying inside right now. I really do. I really do. And for those of us who have weakened immune systems, I get it. I get it. You want to go out. I so get it. Welcome to my world. I don't go out much. And because I don't go out much, when I do go out, I need the rest of you to be really healthy. So there you have it. I did manage to get an ear infection while staying inside because I am allergic to Florida. Yeah. I hope you can see what I'm doing. So I am literally just coloring on the cutout. I'm going to show you some of the other ones that I did, and you don't have to do this, but it works the best on silver cardstock. It really does. I got one more color to go, and that's this. Oh yeah, I could use this one. Oh, I love this coral color. It's so pretty. I've just got this one flower, and as you can see, it doesn't take very long. It really doesn't take very long at all. So, real-time coloring. Ooh, as it casually goes along. And one of the things you can do, if you don't like how deep the colors are, you can color over it again. So let me show you this. So that's what it comes out like. There you go. So what I've done, I use Simon Hurley inks. So this is Slippery When Wet at the top and Minty Fresh at the bottom. So what you can do is you can just glue. I'm going to let it dry for a little bit more. But there you go. Isn't that pretty? That's very pretty. So we're going to let that one dry for a little bit more. I want to show you what else I did. So this one, what I did is I tried to, that's dumb. Sorry. Here we go. This one I tried to deco foil. And here's what I'm going to suggest. I'm going to suggest that you deco foil a plain piece of paper and then cut out the die, because what I did was I cut out the die and then I deco foiled it with rainbow paper. And I like the effect, but I don't like the fact that it's not really, well, I'm probably going to send this one anyway because it's kind of crinkly effect, but that's kind of cool. So this one is, it's Slippery When Wet, Over the Moon, and Guppy. So, and I, little color theory. So if you're going to use oranges and yellows, you want to put something across the color wheel so that it stands out. So there's a nice blue one. And one of the other things you can do, of course, this cuts out the cross too. So you can put the cross in there as well. So that's kind of neat. And there's a little, this one is dry, so let me show you what we're going to do. I like to glue the cross down first, because when you glue the cross down first, it sort of sets a place for the die cut to go. So here's a hint about putting glue on the back of a die. So you can run glue around the back of the die with a needlepoint nozzle, like this one. This is art glitter glue, but it's still going to put too much glue on the back of your die. It just is, because that's what's going to happen. And then there's going to be too much glue on the back of your cutout. So what you want to do is you do this on a piece of scrap paper. You turn this over dot it, like literally. Now you've got the excess glue on there, but you've still got enough glue to glue this down on here. It's paper. It doesn't need a lot of glue, but you also don't need a lot of glue scooging out from everywhere on your thing. And now it's nice, and it's neat, and it's tidy. And there's your card front, and I'm going to put I have a bunch of little things here. So I've got what is this stamp set called? It's a CZ Design stamp set called You Got This. And so this is going to be an encouragement card for someone. And it says, you can weather this storm. It's a little tiny sentiment. There are lots of little tiny sentiments that you can use. I am going to cut this right by the, if I can see it. You know, it's old people. What can I say? So there's the block. One of my gifts is being able to eyeball stuff. Pick out a nice dark blue. Nope. So one of my favorite inks is I have an entire set of Memento inks. I have been using these inks for years. There you go. And there's your card. Doesn't have to be big, doesn't have to be fancy. So, that's one of the ones you can do. Here's this one. I have a feeling what I'm going to do on this one is on the inside, I'm just going to put, you can weather the storm. As I said, you know, this cuts out the cross. You can put the cross in the middle. You don't have to put the cross in. I really like them. I really like them. Anyway, that's what I hope I've showed you is something cool you can do with your mirrored cardstock. I don't know who the next person on this hop is, but I hope you're enjoying your April showers.